Another confession from a school counselor. Disclaimer, I'm not a school counselor yet. I want to talk about tantrums. I was working in a classroom when a teacher was dealing with a student going through a full-blown mental breakdown, and I'm talking like full-blown tantrum, excessively crying and hitting the floor and rolling around, and there was really nothing productive to be done here. Crying and screaming gets to the point where like I was feeling, my God, like to the point where you want to pace, where you need to walk back and forth just to calm yourself. You feel like you could solve this issue in 3 seconds, but you're not legally allowed. It gets to a point where you need to step away. It gets the type of teachers who are mature enough and can regulate themselves enough to walk away and ask another teacher to step in. That is big and that is super mature. And that's not an easy thing to do. When you get to that level of anxiety where a student is just blowing up, and no matter what you do, no matter what the usual methods are, they just won't stop. They keep going. It gets louder and louder, and it's wah, 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 wah. You start losing your mind a little bit. You start like breaking down. The teacher did everything that they possibly could. Looking back, I feel like I should have stepped in and done something, because even though it wasn't my classroom, that's still a student that I work with. And even though I had no idea how to calm him down, I feel like I should have stepped in and tried, because even though I was working on something, that teacher needed help, and that teacher was asking for help on the phone and reaching out to other teachers, which is the best thing that you could possibly do. I really regret not having stepped in and done something, because truly the way to solve that in my household was not a school-friendly way to solve that. Teachers who understand that, hey, there's nothing I can do here. This student is making it impossible for anyone to learn. I'm gonna step away before it becomes too much for me, before I start breaking down. That has happened. I mean, if you can think back to when you were a kid and your teacher just had a moment where they needed to breathe, but sometimes teachers don't do that. Sometimes teachers fight fire with fire, and that's when things can get really tricky. I also had that as well. I had teachers who fought fire with fire and felt like responding to other students by screaming and yelling and being downright mean. Teachers who have thrown things at students, and I've been in those classrooms. Teachers who slam their hands down on the desk, teachers who start screaming and cussing, all of that, especially when you think about the context of some of these situations. The teachers who walk away and say, I need somebody to step in here right now. I cannot be in this room. I need to go breathe for 5 minutes. I need to go take a lap. I need to go do something before I say something I regret, do something I regret. I can't. I need to be the responsible adult in the room, and I need to step out for a second. Someone else needs to come in here and watch these kids. I've seen teachers do that again and again, and I have to applaud them, because it is not easy dealing with that situation. You can't teach. You can't talk. The other students also can't speak or talk. You can't concentrate. Suddenly everyone's like, oh my gosh, what is this kid doing? The other kids are like, can you stop? Can you stop? Eventually 3 or 4 adults had to come into the room to handle this kid. That's how intense it was. But all of this to say, like, please give your teachers some grace when they're dealing with students like this, because some of y'all's kids that you send to school are very are difficult. That is the truth of the matter. Are difficult for the teacher. They make it difficult for the other students, and sometimes they need more help, sometimes they need more attention. But in a classroom of 20-25 kids, it's hard to give them that every hour of the school day. Keep that in mind. If you're sending your kid to school, talk to the teacher, warn the teacher if you can, give them tools that work at home, or if that they can implement. Sometimes they can't implement everything you can at home to regulate that type of behavior, because school is a public setting. This is public. You kid can't act like this in public. Believe it or not, it's not the teacher's job to discipline every single student and make them the perfect child. Like, they're gonna come in, and then out of the school year, they're suddenly going to be these angel children. It's definitely something that the parents and the teachers have to collaborate with. It's so hard to get that really good mesh for the student's best interest. Okay, that's everything.